we went past 100,000 in profit in July.
100,000 in profit in July, which is
so we've done over $1 million in deals in process.
Wow.
We're like 1.2, 1.3 now, something like that.
Which by the way, on the face of that is ridiculous, but then you throw in the fact that you guys started in June, which is even crazier to me. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another interview. I am here with the legend himself. First of all, he came prepared today. He came with the Surplus Warrior shirt on. Look at this guy. There he is. Okay.
That's right.
But I am here with the legend himself. This guy's story is ridiculous. And with that being said, let's just kind of jump right into it. So if you wouldn't mind just kind of jumping into kind of your background and, a little bit about how you got started in business. I know you said you've done some other things as well, and kind of just a little bit about you, if you don't mind.
I was used to doing a 9-to-5. Been doing that, all my life. So that's what I know. Started my own business when I was doing transportation. And I just knew I didn't want to continue. They call it the rat race. I didn't want to continue down that cycle because it just does not have an end. You just go in circles. So I started jumping off into different ventures, network marketing, things like that, where I can just kind of build some history and some experience. And then I got into, obviously, real estate. And real estate is where I learned more so about the surplus fund. That's where the hidden jewel was. And so once I started doing the research and learning a little bit more about it, I thought it was rather intriguing that people got money that they don't know about. I even searched myself to see if I had some money out there, okay? Because I was like, I never heard of that before. And it was just a weird thing for me. So I always try to do my due diligence before, doing any type of business, because I don't want to waste a whole lot of time because I've been down that road, done so many things, and it just don't pan out at the end. So I'm very careful about my steps. And so when I was doing the research, I was watching your videos, which is hilarious. Yeah, I like the video when using the car. Hey, I'm going down to cash this $24,000 check. I'm like, yeah, I need that kind of check. So when I started, I just, again, started watching all the videos. I just started doing like a library, just going from one episode to the next, to the next, to the next. I'm like, wow, this is nice. And I'm like, I need to find out about this because this kind of money is good. And so I obviously, moving forward, I signed up, bottom line, because I was ready to go. Catgo did so many things, and this seemed to be something that would not just pay me what they thought I should have. This let me know that I can pay myself what I think I'm worth, and I know my capabilities. So that was one of the main things that made me jump aboard. It didn't matter to me. I was willing to lose and take a risk because it depended on my efforts. And I know the kind of work ethics I have. So it wasn't dependent on necessarily the system itself, like a lot of programs are set up. Mm-hmm. This more so was dependent on my own efforts. And I love betting on me.
Right. Interesting. So you said you followed me on YouTube a little bit. You watched some of the content on there. And then was there something in particular that happened where you're like, you know what, I'm ready to really go all in on this? Or was it just kind of a slow progression?
I saw you, and then I also, I think I saw David as well, as it goes through the different videos. And listening to him, it made it sound so simple. I'm like, this guy, he sound like he just simply stating these, whatever you call it, phrases he would say to the clients. I'm like, I can do that. That's all to it. Sure. Okay, I can do that. Now, when I was looking at your videos, I noticed you guys, how different you guys are. That's what made me know I could fit in, because if I'm understanding, Spencer, I feel bad for you. You're an ex-basketball player. I saw your twisted ankle, all of that, man. I'm like, yeah, hang it up, dude. That's not for you no more. And to saw you bring your knowledge to it, and then David's knowledge and experience. I'm like, well, that's a good team, because you got young and you got old. And I always wanted to have a blend, because in these days, I want to have millennials on my team. I consider you a millennial. People who use technology versus the physical body to produce income. And that drew me. So I was like, I can do the calls. I can understand the software, there's nothing left for me to do is just go ahead and jump in because it's not flooded, which is a lot of programs are flooded. And it's at a stage now that's good to grow into this. And that's one of the things that drew me mostly to it because it's not a lot of competition out there.
So you jumped into the program, you were going through the videos, and how long did it take you from, when you joined to actually go out and start making, marketing calls? And I know you right now are strictly doing cold calls. How long did that take?
I joined in June, and I would say that same week, I started with the phone calls because I had already done research on what needed to be done, how it needed to be done. So when I got that information, I was sold. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and get all the way in because I can't do anything sitting on the sideline. I need to be in the game if I'm going to shoot shots. So the same week, I started dialing immediately because I understood it. I don't study your scripts. I got your scripts posted all over. There's a couple of scripts behind me now. They were posted all over the place because you need to know what to say. If someone told you this was successful, this is what I did to get my success, why would I try to recreate the wheel?
How long did it take for you after you started making calls to go out and get the first yes?
Oh, the first yes came on the third day. The third day after making a call, I got my first yes. Because I was hammering this thing. Yeah, about the third day.
Third day. And did that end up turning into a contract and into a deal, or was that kind of faded out?
No, that went straight to a contract. It was surprising. It went to a contract because the person did not know, one, that there was money for them. That's the crazy thing. So many people still do not know. So when I told her, she said, well, if it's money, I want it. I said, okay, well, do you mind if I help you get the money? She's like, well, yes, you called me, sure. I like, well, I explained all the, the guidelines to her, the fees and all that. She's like, sure, that's fine. What do I need to do? And that was it. And I'm sitting there with awe because I'm thinking, okay, what do I need to do now? Because I'm at that point. And I'm like a deer in headlights. So what do I say next? I've already got the yes. I already said everything I think I need to say according to the script. The next is just literally just to hang up and get the documents out to her.
I know I got to send in contracts. All right, let me get the contract.
Yeah,
you're like,
that was so funny, man.
but that's awesome. So it was the third day, and let me ask you this, because I know you guys have done a ton of deals now. What has been first of all, how many deals have you guys done at this point? I guess
we have a total of 20 deals.
20 deals. Out of those 20 deals, what's been the craziest story behind a deal? I know people always love to hear crazy stories behind deals.
Oh, the craziest one. Let me see who would be the the craziest deal that we ran into so far was there was a lady. I can't obviously say names of places, but we called her, let her know obviously the whole spiel. You have surplus funds available, and she's like, okay, well, I know about it. I hired this attorney to help me get these funds, and it's like $89. And so we're like, no, ma'am, that's incorrect. She's like, well, they tell me it's 89. Well, ma'am, our information tells us it's a little bit more than that. She's like, well, a little bit more. What do you mean? Well, ma'am, according to our records, your funding is like 180,000. She's like, what? No, it's not true. I said, yes, it is true. Well, why? And we're just trying to convince her. Now, here's the thing, Spence. She has an attorney that tells her it's only, $89. And we're looking at this thing like, where's $89 at? We see 180,000, and she didn't believe us. And so we was, going back and forth with her, trying to convince her about the money. And we just kind of just like, okay, we can't convince you. We're going to back off this, kind of let you just go ahead and deal with your $89. Lo and behold, now she wants to talk.
Right.
She's ready to listen now that she's actually know that is more. And it was just the fact that we're telling you this and you got an attorney in your turn. And I'm not knocking the attorney. Please understand this disclosure. But they weren't thorough. They weren't thorough enough to find out it was more. They only found out it was like only one particular, I guess they call it claim, whatever. It was only one claim, but it was over 20 claims. And she didn't know about it. Wow, that blew us away. Yeah. She's very happy now. She's a very happy lady now.
So at this point, you guys have done 20 deals, and I know you talked about for me, but people love to know the number. So you guys are working state funds,
Correct.
right? So you guys are commission is what is just flat 10% across the board.
Correct.
Okay, and you guys have done how much in deals total, if you don't mind me asking?
In deals total, we will be over $100,000 as of this is August, July. We went past 100,000 in profit in July.
100,000 in profit in July, which is
so we've done over $1 million in deals in process.
Wow.
We're like 1.2, 1.3 now, something like that.
Which by the way, on the face of that is ridiculous, but then you throw in the fact that you guys started in June, which is even crazier to me. I mean, when you told me that on the phone the other day, I was like, "What? You started in June? Like what is going on over there?"
Yeah, we're surprised too. We didn't think it would be as easy as it is. Honestly, Spence, we've done things that's more difficult. So this was simple to us. The number factor what blows us away. And doing the research, it's like, okay, we only get 10% of this. Okay, well, I guess we can't start down here long. Let's stay and then move up and scale up, obviously. But it became such an easy route. Well, let me just say this. Here's another disclaimer. You must do the work. You have to put in the work. You got to make the calls. It's hands down. If you do not do the work, you will not get the results. We are adamant about the work. Our work ethic is ridiculous. We start in the AM and we finish in the PM because our goal is to have that type of income. That $100,000 a month. Yeah, that is, when we got it, we was like, okay, we was impressed, but it was like, we want more. If we did that in 1 month and we were just really, really we were diligent, but we weren't 100% in, if you understand what I mean. Our efforts were good, but we know we have more to put in. So with that, we know that we can double that, and that's our goal at this point now.
Right. Yeah, and I think I'm glad you said that because it's so key. The reason why I think surplus funds is one of the best opportunities to get into right now for business is because of what you just said. It's not, you don't come in and you just press a button and you make money. And by the way, if I could make an education program where that was the case, that would be really cool. But it's
probably be retiring right about now.
I would be retired about right. That's right. But unfortunately, that's not possible. And it does take effort and work and consistency. But I mean, let me ask you something. Running a business, as you know, there's days where you have, highs, there's days where you have lows. But at the end of the day, you're making $100,000 a month. You're having fun going to work. Okay. You're having fun going to work. And then more important than that, as you talked about at the very beginning of the interview, is you went from a 9 to 5 to running your own business and doing all this. So, when you're working a 9 to 5, I never had a corporate job or like that, but obviously I've worked jobs in my life, and I hated being told what to do and all of that. And you know what? When you're working hard for yourself, it's a different feeling than when you're working hard for someone else. I'll just say that. And, one of the big key things to remember about surplus funds is, and really about business is all about providing value. It's all about providing a service or a product for other people. In this case, it's providing a service. And if you come in thinking that it's all about making money, and I think that's where that 9 to 5 mindset trips people up a little bit, because when people come into work, they think, okay, I put in X amount of hours, I make X amount of dollars. That's not how it works in business. In business, it's, I don't come in and I don't get paid for any time. I can be here for 100 hours a week. It don't matter. I have to provide X amount of value to make X amount of money. That's how it works in business. So when you're on the phone, if you're newer, if you're doing cold calls, whatever marketing you're doing, just remember that it's not about just putting in the time. It's not about just putting in the hours. It's about, hey, I'm here to provide a service for someone. I'm here to provide value. And what's the best way to do that? And it's not to lead with money, like you said. It's to come in and lead with compassion. It's to come in and be someone of value that can help them, I love the fact that you said that.
Well, thank you, Smith. It's just, you're learning as you go what works and what doesn't work. And we really don't want to waste time, because the more time we waste, that's more opportunity we've missed. So we try to streamline what's necessary that has been successful. You started this a while ago and you've had plenty of success. And I'm sure right now you do different methods and different methodologies with the way you do things now, which is what you should do. You should evolve. You should be able to say, okay, I did that. That works great. Okay, let me amp that up some more. So now I made 20 calls. Now today I'm making 30 calls. And that helps to give you one experience and to build up more potentials. Because if you don't put in that kind of effort, you will continue to have that little beat going down. You get a spike every now and then. Beep, 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 beep. I want mine to continue to, continue to go up. But you got to be committed. You have to be committed. If you're not committed, you will not succeed. You can't say, I'm going to try this. You got to literally say, I'm going to make this happen. And that's our mindset. That's why we're able to produce that kind of number, because to us, there is no going back. We found out this works, we're gone. See the shirt? This is old right now. Right now, I'm waiting on my other couple of shirts to come. The one that says a 10 grand, I'm waiting on the one that says 100 grand. Spence, you might as well start printing the one that says a million. Go ahead and start printing that, because, we're coming for that, okay? Because we see it. And listen, people, this is the best time. And I'll tell you why. You're going to hear about a lot of people may have done surplus fund. There's a lot of people out doing whatever they're doing. But this industry is still not saturated. Oh, my God, it is still so wide open. And you got a team with Spencer, David, I think Rick, and hey, I even got to talk to Mona for a short period of time. She's awesome. You got a great team. And they teach good techniques, and they teach, oh, my God, self-improvements. You need that, because it starts off being about money. After a while, that goes away, and now you start about self-improvement. How can I improve now? Because now I have extra time on my hand. What can I do to be better? How can I better me and then help better somebody else? It is crazy, but that is something that is not given to everyone through all these different systems, man. And what they're offering, the value of it, is way past what they're asking for, way past that. So I would advise you to make sure you keep that in mind. Build your business. That's fine, great, but build yourself also, because of the information that they bring to the table, man. It is priceless.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my friend.
No problem, Spence. I don't mind taking advice from young people. You guys, y'all young, y'all know it all. So, I'm older now, so I call it young wisdom, so.
You're absolutely right. And the other thing too, I'll drop just for people watching and for yourself and all that are building up an organization, and, maybe it's just a partnership. Maybe you have a couple people, whatever it is. One thing that we've done and implemented, because we believe in what you just said so much, we make it mandatory that all the top people at the company, every 2 weeks, we read a new book. And then at the end of 2 weeks, we have a meeting and we go through the book. And, is it a waste of time? Some people might say, hey, you're not doing business, it's a waste of time. But no, it's not. Because guess what? When everyone on the team improves, guess what's going to happen? We're going to be better. Every single 2 weeks, we're getting better. And that's allowing us to basically step over all of our competitors pretty easily, because, maybe we started here, but then we're here, and we're just consistently, as you said, we're consistently going up. So I really recommend everyone out there that has people working with them, or even if it's just a partnership, or even if it's just yourself, say, hey, you know what? Every 2 weeks or every week, or whatever you want, every month, we're going to read a book and we're going to review it together and get better. And I'm not saying you're going to read a cartoon or a comic or something. You're going to read a good book, okay? Self-development business book, okay? I want to clarify just for all the people.
No Marvel comic books, right? So we use some self-improvements, greatest salesman of all time. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. The ones. Right. Yeah, those are critical, man. I mean, I think those are like absolutely mandatory if you're going to have any success in business, man. I mean, you have to have those books in your archive. Right. Those are like books that's read over and over and over and over, because they're so powerful, man. Honestly speaking, we live by those because we saw the difference. Because when you increase this, there's no stopping you, man. I mean, look, Spencer, how old are you now? 20 what? 20?
I'm 22 years old, my friend.
22. I'm jealous already. 22, man. had I had the mindset I have now at 22, what a difference it would make. And I pour these information to my kids all the time. Um, you're already 22, millionaire statuses, man. At 22, you got so much more to go, man. And the fact that you're preparing the stage for greatness, doc. You laying foundation for when you're not married yet. You know, you don't have any kids yet. Well, not that we know of yet, but you know, you're preparing these things so when it come time for that, you'll have so many things in place, so your life will be so much better. You know, and I applaud you, man. I really envy you for that. To be so young, but to be so driven, you know, and that is something that a lot of people do not have, that drive. And that's what's the remarkable thing. And that's what drew me to you. And that's what drew me to a lot of business people, their drive. You know, if you're that, you know, just going in circles, you know, not really enthused about nothing, you undecided, I can't really build no relationship with you because I'm not that type of character. But a person like you, you're driven, you know where you're trying to go, and you're setting, it's not just you going, you're taking a lot of people with you, man. That says a lot about your character, Spence. I'm here to tell you. That's all to you, man. Doing a great job. And also, David, you know, you're doing good. But David's old, though, you know, David's, you know, he's recycled, you know, but I'm just kidding, David.
First of all, thank you so much. You know, there's another quote that I love. It's by this guy. He's a speaker. His name's Eric Thomas. And he has a quote that he says, all men are created equal. Some work harder in preseason. And I've always looked like, you know, this is my preseason. Like business, the business prime years are later, for me, later in life. So right now, like you said, I got to lay the foundation. And for anyone that's watching this, whether you're older, you're younger, it doesn't make a difference. Look at that. Say, hey, you know what? I'm right now, I'm working hard for 2025. That's when, you know, things are going to explode from here, 2022. And it seems like a far time away, but think about it. In 2015, were you thinking 2020? That felt like forever. And now look at, we're sitting here right now.
Yeah.
So time flies. And, you know, I've been really blessed to, like you said, to have learned all this, you know, the mindset when I was younger. And, you know, it's been really a blessing. So thank you so much for that. And we do love David. David, if you're watching this, of course.
Absolutely. Love David. Catch you every Monday, David, you know, all the time, man. It is, man. I'm just excited, Spence, because, again, this is just a baby, man. I mean, you guys are literally putting the system together so great that expansion is what I'm just excited about, because I can see this just going crazy because everyone doesn't have the system in place. That's what makes this good. There's a system in place. You're not shooting from the hip. This is not random activity. This is strategically planning and effort put forth by knowledge, information that has proven success. So I'm excited. That's why we're waiting about to go bananas with this, because we've never seen $100,000 in a month before. It's crazy.
Right.
You know, so we're just, you know, my heart is beating right now. I'd calm down when I saw that. We did it. We would listen, Spence. We weren't even calculating. We were just doing the deal. Just doing. It was like an everyday thing. We're just doing it. And then we actually sat back and said, you know, how about we just go try to figure out what we've done? And we started looking at the numbers like, okay, that's 10, that's 10, that's 20, that's 20. Oh my God, are you for real? Oh, and we just was like in awe. We just sat, both of us like, you know, the Macaulay Culkin thing, that thing. Yeah, we was at that phase, and it's like, wow. And we put 30% in or whatever, and this the results. Oh my God. And we're like, oh, don't tell nobody. Shh, keep this a secret. But no, it's a totally different thing because the field is so vast. We're only focused on one area, one state, one area, one state. It is so many more areas and so many more states, even down to counties. That's how vast this is. So this is like an embryo, man. And we got so much more to go. That's why this is the great time to be involved in this program, because of the system and how much longevity that's sitting in there. I never knew people would continue to just don't know they have things available to them, like money just sitting around. like this particular place we're working, they have to recycle every week because they get more and more and more accounts with people who don't know they got money available to them. That's so exciting to me. It's like, okay, so we're gonna do another 30 this week, you know? So I just applaud it. Hey, if you're considering it, get off the fence because you can never score sitting on the bench. The greatest achievement you can have is to invest in yourself and a system that works. Don't be that one who said, I wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda, because unfortunately, it's not going to lead to none of their success. If you're watching this video, that means one thing already, that you're already thinking you are better than you are right now. And you know you can do things and you want things more than you have. If you're looking at it right now, it's letting you know that your mindset is correct. You're thinking about how to become your own boss. You're thinking about how to build a business for yourself, for your family. If you're that person watching the video, you're the candidate for the program already. You're automatic, because if you don't have the right mindset, you wouldn't be watching the video. If you're watching the video, that means it's already here. You just need to get it out of here and get the action. Click the button, do whatever they're calling, whatever it is that they're asking to do, because that's the only way you get to reap the benefits of success. You got to be willing to take the risk. You got to be willing to make that first move. They can't make it for you. They already put everything in place. Now you got to be the one to go and execute on it.
Right. 100%. And, you know, I mean, it's been, first of all, it's been so cool to see our little business grow and just see the amount of people that, like you said, we've been able to help. I mean, it's been tremendous, the amount of success stories. I'll never forget the very first success story we ever got. We had one student at the time, one student. And it was kind of a beta test. You know, we weren't selling any of the program. We were just kind of like, is this even, are people even interested in this? That was kind of the question. And we had let her in for free. She was blown away by it. She sends us the check just without us even asking. I want to pay for this. I said, wow. I said, thank you so much. And then sure enough, you know, 3-4 weeks later, she, you know, we'd have been, you know, helping her out, coaching her a little bit. And she sends an email and says, hey, I just got my first yes. You know, I'm super excited. And I remember just that is probably one of the coolest moments of my life, knowing that, first of all, what we have here is special and it works.
Right.
But more than that, like, I just helped someone that I've only met a couple of times go out and get success and do something. Like, how cool is that, you know? And then to know, not only, the cool thing about this, not only did I help her, but then she helped someone else, you know?
Wow,
yes. And just to know, like, the amount of people that you've impacted and that everyone in the program has impacted, it's really, really special. So, you know, I think
it is, man. That self-gratification is one of those things you really can't describe or put a price on, when you like help someone's eyes just to open up and just say the light just come on, and they're like, oh my God. It's such a rewarding feeling, and we experience that a lot, and not just in business, and personal as well, you know, as social, because we socialize with a lot of different people, different aspects of life. And to see the enlightenment is just ridiculous, because it's like, I used to take it for granted that people would already know certain things, and then you find out that they're unaware of certain things, and then when you bring that information to them, you see the light just come on, and then they're, you know, literally Google eye, and then they're gone. It's like, oh my God, where have I been sleeping for this long period of time? Thank you. And, you know, we could be out somewhere, someone just come up mysteriously, just hug and say, hey, thank you. Like, well, hey, who are you? I saw this, or I heard you say that. I remember someone told me this about, you know, whatever it was one of those moments that was empowering, because you never know who you're going to impact in this business. You never have a clue until it happens. And then you find out, like, wow, okay, well, I didn't know it was going to be like that, but hey, congratulations. And then you kind of continue to push them forward. Hey, keep going, you know. And it's like you say, you reach out, and then you know, sit somebody else, and then they'll, you know, repeat that process, man. It's just rewarding on both ends, financially and, you know, self-improvement as well. So good job, Spence.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, the last thing I'll say too, and then we will wrap it up here, is I just want to share a story I think I've ever told publicly. Back when I was 18 years old, I just got my real estate license. I had done some wholesale deals, you know, just some light stuff. I really hadn't done too much. But, you know, I felt successful in all this, and I got invited. I worked at like a little small real estate brokerage, and the head broker invited me to go to this huge real estate meetup. And it's not like a regular meetup. It was like this big charity dinner and everyone's wearing a suit and it was a black tie event, that type of deal. Okay. So I show up, you know, I can't even legally drink. Okay. But everyone's out here having champagne and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. You know, they had like the chief, you know, chief whatever of the government was up there speaking and all these different like CEOs. And I'm like, this is crazy, man. Oh my gosh, you know, and I'm just this kid walking around like, what do I know, you know? And I'm talking to all these people, and I mean, the knowledge that I'm getting from these people is just the stories I'm hearing. Oh yeah, you know, last week we closed a $800 million deal, and I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? This is you living in a different world than me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So I'm going, and again, I mean, it's just the feeling of success I had was like, oh my God, I've made it. You know, even though I'm not on these guys' level, but you know, I'm here. At least I'm at the event. You know, this is pretty cool. So we're there, and you know, I'm real picky with my food. I don't need, you know, I'm real picky. I've always been. I didn't eat a lot. And, you know, then we finished that. The event ends at like 11 o'clock. I'm starving. So I said, you know what? And we're kind of far away from my house. I said, let me call this place near my house and order some takeout. By the time I get home, it'll be ready. I can pick it up because it's 24-hour time to do it. So I get in the car. I drive over there. I get there about 12:30. This place is empty. And there's one guy he's sitting out front. He's just hanging out. And, you know, doesn't have a phone out, nothing. And I walk in. Oh, we're still working on your food. I said, okay. So I walk out. I'm just making small talk to this guy. Nicest guy in the world, you know. And all of a sudden he starts crying. And I said, you know, are you okay? You know, what's going on? and he looks at me, he says, you know, you're the first person to talk to me. He says, I've been homeless for 2 months. You're the first person to talk to me. Wow. And all of a sudden I had like this epiphany. I was like, how crazy is that? I just went from talking to like these extremely successful people. And then 30 minutes later, now I'm talking to someone that is in this position. And it really gave me this perspective of like, you know, you can't ever forget that it is all about helping people. As we talked about, it's all about being service and a value, you know, to people and understanding where people are at, you know. Like you said, you know, you call someone and they've been told they're owed $89 from an attorney, and here you call them, they have no idea who you are, and they're saying you're at 180,000. What's this guy talking about? This guy knows what he's talking about, you know. But then after a while, she realizes, oh, you know what, this guy's really genuine. They really do care, because you do, and he really does want to help me. And I remember that. I'll never forget that night, because it was such a, you know, like just from one extreme to the other extreme. It was really, really impactful for me. But anyway, with that dramatic story, hopefully this interview has been impactful for you.
Absolutely.
You know, thank you. By the way, thank you so much for coming on here. I know you guys are busy. You know, we really appreciate it. And I guess the last thing for you is, do you have any other comments, concerns, any shout outs you want to make, anything else you want to say to anyone watching?
Well, I guess, yes. Yeah, shout out to NCOF. Yeah, we'll send that right on there. They'll know what the code is on that one. NCOF people. And to those individuals that going to watch the video and you're going to, you know, not be sure, okay, it's okay. Everyone's uncertain about a lot of things, but you got to look at where you are and decide where you want to be at. You know, if it's going to be right there 2 steps, or is it going to be 20 steps ahead? You have to make that decision, and you need to make it soon, because the longer you take 1 step, the longer it's going to take for you to get to your goal. So if you are trying, which is like most Americans are, especially now, while this COVID scenario, oh my God, I forgot to even mention that, Spence. Oh, this is the time, because so many people are out of work and they don't know how to make money. Oh my goodness, why didn't I get that pitch in? Yeah, this is one for you. People who are suffering through that scenario. Hey, make an investment in your future and yourself. This is COVID free. You can make, obviously, we just told you, you can be making money at home while other people trying to figure out what to do. If you're watching the video, it was meant for you to see it and take the hint, okay? The light should be coming on. If you're watching it, go for it. You have nothing to lose if you really put in the efforts, and you will never regret that move as long as you, hey, would you say, Spence? Watch every module. Don't skip this module. If you do, go back and watch it and come back when you finish. That is so critical, man. You had me so, I was laughing about that. I can't skip, and I understand why now, because there's so much information that you don't want to miss on the way to the ending of the modules. That's why you need to take every step seriously, and the notes, and then execute. That is the key factor, people. hey, do something. Okay? Team facing. Looking for 2021 to do great things. We can't wait, Spence. What you got?
I love it. Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate your time, and thank you to everyone watching this again. You know, I wish you guys the best of luck. I wish you guys the most success possible as always. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You're welcome, Spence. Take it easy. Take care.